Hello there, my name is Terry Gorry and I'm a solicitor and I do quite a bit of employment law. This short video is going to give you 7 simple steps for employers in particular to reduce the chances of costly employment law claims from your employees. This video will set out the minimum requirements in employment law in Ireland, and if you have these minimum requirements, at least it won't guarantee that you won't have faced claims, but it will certainly reduce the chances of either facing a claim or losing one. Okay, let's take a look. First thing you need to do is you must give your employees a written statement of certain terms of employment. This statement must be given to the employee within 2 months of commencing employment. The relevant act is the Terms of Employment Information Act of 1994, and it sets out the basic information that an employee is entitled to be given in writing about their contract of employment. The second thing you must do is give a written statement of pay. You must provide the employee with a written statement of pay and deductions. The minimum wage then, there are exceptions to the minimum wage in Ireland, which is currently £8.65 per hour, but most adults will be entitled to it. In addition, certain industries have their own higher minimum wage. Employers must keep records then of hours worked by employees to ensure compliance with the maximum working week. Now, the maximum working week is an average of 48 hours, which may be calculated over a 4, 6 or 12-month period, depending on the industry. Working time and breaks then is another area where employees, or employers rather, can fall down and employees can bring claims. The breaks to which employees are entitled are set out in the Organisation of Working Time Act 1997. The currently break entitlements are 15 minutes for every 4.5 hours of work, or a 30-minute break for 6 hours of work. Holiday entitlements are also set out in the same Act, the Organisation of Working Time Act 1997. In general, full-time workers are entitled to 4 paid weeks holiday per year, with part-timers being entitled to similar holidays on a pro-rata basis, depending on hours worked, which equates to 1/3 of a week per month worked. However, the calculation of holiday entitlements and indeed holiday pay can vary quite a bit, depending on whether the employee is part-time and how many hours per week they're doing and that sort of thing. So it can be tricky enough just to calculate, but there are various options set out for the employer. It's set out in legislation. It's also described on my website, employmentrightsireland.com. There's a link there at the bottom of this, or an indication of the URL at the bottom of the screen, and there'll be a link on the last slide. But it will actually, there's quite a comprehensive article on that website showing you how to calculate holiday entitlements and how to calculate holiday pay and the whole question of public holidays and stuff like that. The minimum notice then of termination of employment, well, minimum notice periods are set out in the Acts, the Minimum Notice in Terms of Employment Acts of 1973 to 2001, and the minimum notice will depend on the length of service, with the minimum regardless of the length of service being 1 week. Employers can save themselves a lot of money and time involved in defending or otherwise dealing with claims by their employees by some prudent management and housekeeping. Doing business nowadays, as you know, can be a fraught enough activity without inviting needless trouble on yourself for the want of a straightforward contract of employment and or a letter of offer and or a statement of your employee's terms and conditions. At a minimum, you should carry out an audit of your existing contracts of employment, your staff handbooks, if you have any, your disciplinary and grievance procedures, and all workplace policy documents that you may have in place. My name, as I say, is Terry Gorry. I'm a solicitor in Enfield, County Meath. There are my contact details there on the screen. Thanks for watching and I hope you find it helpful.